This presentation will contain an industry study of one of Glasgow's many post-audio production companies, Savalas Limited, and more specifically, the role of dubbing mixer/editor. The reason I've selected this company above others is that upon visiting Savalas a couple of times for work experience, within just a few days my understanding of what was possible widened far more than I could have imagined. From their individual workflow, speed and dedication, to teamwork and communication, it was made clear why Savalas were the top of their field. Savalas, based in Film City, Glasgow, the self-proclaimed heart and soul of Scotland's film and television industry, began in 1998 and over the years has worked in a massive variety of productions from inception to the Iron Brew Will Get You Through adverts to AAA video game titles such as Halo 4. Savalas has since developed into Scotland's largest audio post-production company and has formed a working relationship with Scotland's leading 4K picture post-production company, Blazing Griffin. This allows both companies' work to be represented to the highest standard possible. While Savalas has increased in size, so too has Scotland's creative sector, and more specifically that of Glasgow's. The creative industry is promised to keep growing, as told by First Minister Nicola Sturgeon during the Edinburgh International Film Festival. We have seen a rise in high-profile film and television productions being made in Scotland, and this government is focused on ensuring that continues. With the new TV and film training facility, National Film and Television School, being added to the centre of Glasgow in early 2018, together with Channel 4's later addition of a creative hub to Glasgow in late 2019, it's clear that there's still interest in bolstering Glasgow's creative industry from multiple sources. An increasing number of local film students in hubs will not only increase the potential future clients for facilities, but freelancers who have a lower cost skill and would like to gain experience or build a portfolio. This enables them to better present themselves to potential employers. I'd like to say it's for a reason like this that also in late 2019, Glasgow was named a Cultural City of the UK by European Commission, but this report details that Edinburgh is actually the best city in UK for cultural venues and facilities, which is still a viable option for those like me happy to work anywhere in Scotland. Even before these developments, the Scottish creative industries were steadily growing, as shown by comparing figures taken from Scottish Enterprise and Skill Development Scotland. A quote from Skill Development Scotland explains, "Scotland's creative industries contribute significantly to the economy. The sector generated VGA of 3.06 billion in 2012 and employs some 68,500 people. As we can see thanks to Scottish Enterprise, in just 4 years, VGA increased by almost £1 billion. Skills Development Scotland later continues, in March 2014 there were over 13,800 registered enterprises operating in the creative industries growth sector, representing around 4% of all registered businesses operating in Scotland. This is an increase of around 7% on the 2013 figure, and a 29% increase since 2009. A graphic also depicts 25% of Scotland's creative industry employees to be based in Glasgow, which is helpful for me as I aim to work there. As previously mentioned, Savalas has proven itself to provide audio work for a wide variety of productions, and achieving this involves providing a variety of services. The list of services they provide as described on their website include ADR, Foley, sound design, Source Connect, ISDN, and an intensive SFX library. I mention this to help describe my aspirational goal of dubbing mixer/editor, which is the current role of Leslie Liu, a junior dubbing mixer/editor at Savalas, who was kind enough to answer some of my questions regarding production details and steps on how he got to his position. What role does the client play during post-production? The client is the most important person in the whole process, whether it be a feature film, TV programme, or just a simple voiceover record. They're paying us to produce an end product that they're happy with. On both ends there will be post-production managers that coordinate everything that happens in the process. Sound editors and mixers will also speak to the director-producers to discuss the project. There are usually spotting sessions that are attended by everyone involved: directors, producers, dialogue editors, SFX, editors, mixers, post-production supervisors, and anyone that needs to be there. Whatever the project is, a film, TV drama, etc., will be watched through and discussions will be had. For most TV factual programmes, there are no spotting sessions. We will contact the director or producer and discuss sound notes. At the end of the process, the director or producer and post executives attend the reviews. Every project can be different though. Sometimes picture editors may attend, and also music composers. There are no rules set for this. Something I take from this is that it's important to have keen communication skills, as understanding someone's creative vision and being able to create it as accurately as possible can lead to a position of trust and recommendability. Knowing who is in charge at this stage is as important as it is on set. What are the production steps of a typical project, and what happens to completed projects? In terms of audio post, we receive a locked picture cut of the project and an AAF of the audio from the picture edit. The AAF will have the sync sound recorded from set, music that's added during the picture edit, guide voiceover if the show has any, and also guide sound effects. We will tidy this up, add additional SFX if required, and then mix. For a typical TV factual program, a sound editor like myself will edit the sound from the AAF, add any additional SFX, and then pass the project onto one of the mixers who will mix and review with the client. For bigger projects such as features and TV dramas, there will be a dialogue editor, SFX editor, and mixer. Feature films normally will have two mixers, one looking after dialogue and music, and the other SFX and Foley. It was interesting to see how much form the project would have upon arriving to Leslie. The process is extremely streamlined and has multiple roles that I thought would be placed on one person. Everyone should be able to carry out any task at a quick and efficient pace. It seems you aren't just working for yourself or for the client. Many colleagues can be depending on your speed as well. What skills or traits are required to work in your position? Good knowledge and experience of Pro Tools, good people skills, and the ability to work under pressure. Whether it's editing, mixing, or performing Foley, you will find yourself learning and discovering something new every now and then between projects. It might be something in Pro Tools you never knew before, someone else's workflow that may benefit you, or a Foley prop that just works. In this line of work, there seems to be an equal amount of teachable skills as there are personality specific. You can practice working with Pro Tools, desks, and outboard gear, which are important technical aspects. But exploring creative ways to construct sounds using a combination of technical and physical objects is imperative. Continuing communication skills. You not only have to understand someone's vision, you must be able to communicate your own to maintain a workflow that others can cooperate with. How did you personally earn your current position? My main interest was in Foley after finishing my studies at the GSA, and I learned that this was something that was done at Savalas. I emailed to ask if I could sit in some sessions. I went in during the Foley sessions for a feature film they were working on. I was allowed to take part performing some feat and props. I proved that I was capable, and I was offered the runner's position. I moved up to sound editor a year later and have been involved in many different projects. I hadn't realised how parallel my experience has been with Leslie's. He demonstrates that getting your foot in the door and working your way up is a perfectly viable approach. During work experience, I too sat in on a few Foley and editing sessions. Leslie was working on a BBC Alba soap and allowed me to act out some footsteps for a small scene. I remember him being impressed how quickly I recorded them in one or two takes, and later mentioned there were no runner positions currently, but I should look around. I hadn't realised at the time how close I'd come to landing a runner position. After this interview, I've learned to make as many contacts as possible in the off chance it gets my foot in the door somewhere. It's clear I'm on the right path. It was the right move to request work experience, and it's the right move to further my education, as this is the quickest way I can access such a wide variety of resources, including potential future clients. Leslie suggested I continue applying for any runner positions in similar companies, if not for the job, for the interview experience, and to help make my name more known. He sent me a link to a Blazing Griffin runner advertisement and suggested I give it a go so that I'm ready when it matters. My current plan is to continue furthering my education while applying for any similar positions and building a portfolio of work, whether it be unpaid or paid freelance work. As briefly mentioned, there's increasing potential for student film and audio work that I should do my best to advertise myself in and start building a reputation as soon as possible. A conversation with a freelancing classmate taught me building a reputation with many positive reviews is incredibly important in the field, as this is what it takes to be considered first. I see freelancing work as a viable career option, but I'm more suited to working within a team. Based on past work experience is what I'm accustomed to. When my education and skills suit the requirement of a dubbing mixer/editor, I will begin applying for the role directly in post-production companies with a focus on Glasgow. The areas I aim to develop are working quickly and efficiently to a deadline, being able to understand and communicate ideas clearly, and explore new solutions using a combination of physical objects and technical tools. Communicating ideas clearly without preparation is my weakest skill at the moment. I've watched a mini-series on communication skills that included speaking concisely and organising thoughts, and I aim to make these tips more of a healthy habit in order to work well with clients. Thank you for watching this presentation.